What of the vaccine certificate? Those people who refuse to get vaccinated are going to be left out of a lot in life. Won't be able to travel, probably won't be able to use public transport, probably won't be able to go to the movies or pubs or restaurants, concerts. It's already happening around the world. You can't go anywhere if you're not vaccinated. You can debate whether or not that's fair or discriminatory, debate that all you want, but I think it's going to be a fact of life. So is it going to encourage people to explore the avenue of forgeries? Are we going to see forgeries of the vaccine digital certificate? According to the ABC, I read this yesterday, near perfect forgeries of the federal government's COVID-19 vaccine digital certificate can actually be made in 10 minutes using free software, according to a member of the public. Richard Nelson, who was a software engineer in Sydney, he found what he said was an obvious security flaw in the Express Plus Medicare app, which allowed him to make vaccine certificates with any name and date of birth and featuring the background animations meant to prevent forgery. Trevor Long is our tech expert. He joins us live. Hello, buddy.
Morning, Lukey boy.
This was bound to happen because if you are an anti-vaxxer and you suddenly find yourself in a world where you can't do anything if you haven't got proof of vaccination, some people are going to get desperate. Trevor, is this realistic or not? Is this going to happen?
I think there's no doubt it's possible to forge the digital certificate. It's possible to forge anything. Let's remember, this is not new to the society, right? But we're just a little bit cart before the horse here, which is why I call BS on this story. Like we're trying to pick apart something that isn't really in place yet. Yes, there is now a way that you can show on your phone that you are vaccinated, but there's absolutely no process for which actually anyone is required to show that. None, zero, anywhere yet. SPC, Qantas, there's no one that's actually enacted vaccination passports yet. Look, Qantas have got a competition running if you want to win frequent flyer points or something. I don't think they're going to give a rat's if they got the odd forgery flip through 100,000 entries, right? What we've got to think about here is entries,
airports.
As you said, airports, concerts, those kind of things. We're at the early stages here, and you know what I want us all to be careful that we don't ruin this the way we did the COVID Safe app. The COVID Safe app in its infancy was a great idea. It was going to work. It was excellent, but everyone shit-canned it so much that there became scepticism in the market, and therefore it was not used by the states. In the height of the Victorian outbreak, it was not used by the Victorian government. That was when it was needed. Now, vaccination passports, there's a couple of things that will happen. One, QR codes. So your passport will actually show a QR code which can be read by another device. And the other is tap and go. It'll actually emit a number, your kind of personal vaccination number, which can, by another computer system, be validated by the government systems. That's what will happen at airports, I think. And the great example I'll give you for people in New South Wales that have seen our digital driver's licences, and in other states, basically, we can show our driver's licence on your phone. There's a barcode on it. And anyone's phone, so my phone, can read the barcode of your licence and say, yes, it's a valid licence. So that is all that's required, is that kind of back channel that says, a digital verification of it. That's what will happen. I'm confident, and I have faith that that's what they're working on. It's been months. Like it's a really early days. I don't know why we shit-can things before they've even really been brought to market.
Why do we need a QR code? Every Australian, just about every Australian has a Medicare card. Why can't we have a chip in that and just tap it wherever we go?
Yeah, I don't disagree, but does everyone have a Medicare card? Are there some people that are not eligible for Medicare?
I am tipping there are more people with Medicare cards than there are people with smartphones.
I don't know about that right now.
Okay, let's find out. I'm just saying.
I just think that given we've got to a point, let's be clear, there'll always be another option. So even in, again, New South Wales, because that's where I live and I'm locked down, the QR code check-in system, we have a physical paper version of that as well. Elderly people who don't have a smartphone can apply to the government for a little QR code of their own, and they can actually be scanned in instead of scanning in. So it's possible to make analog versions of these things as well. But the QR code is just, it sounds like we're creating a world of QR codes, but it's just a way of scanning a barcode. It's just a way of going, boop, Bing, and that is a valid vaccination certificate. You can forge the physical looking certificate, but you can't forge a QR code because you put a QR code that can't be read by a system, and when the cops pull you over or you're trying to get into a stadium or whatever it is, their little scanner will go, boop, that's not a real one. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's frustrating. Look, I understand that more people have got smartphones and have my little plastic card that gets me in here to Triple M.
Yeah.
Now, when I come in here to Triple M, I've got a blue card that gets me through the boom gate at the car park. Beep, and it says, "Good afternoon, Luke." And when I leave this morning, it says, "Have a good day, Luke." It knows it's me.
Yeah.
Then I've got to get a white card out, and it gets me into the airlock for the elevator. Beep.
Yeah.
Then, when I push my floor, I've got to swipe it again to get up to our security floor. Beep. Then, one more. Then I've got to beep it again to get inside here. Everyone knows where I am, but then I've got to also get my phone out and a QR code. You know I'm here.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating, but again, remember this. This is really new still. I mean, I know it's been going on for seemingly ages, but it's new. And building, for example, they can use smartphones to tap on and tap off, but not every smartphone does it. So if you're a building manager and it's going to cost you $200,000 to implement this new system that allows smartphones to tap on and off, are you going to spend that money when it only works for 50% of people? And, there's a lot of reasons why you don't do it. And one of them is the cards are cheaper. But we'll get to a point where we'll find the right solution. Not everyone needs a international travel vaccination passport, so those might be slightly different to the ones that are used.
Do you remember back in the day, Jess is probably a bit young, but do you remember back in the day there was all that debate about the Australia card?
Oh, my God, yeah. We've already got that really
We've
now.
already got it. We've already got that. Just one thing, and Jess made a valid point. On the weekend, she went to her local Coles. And for some reason, her New South Wales health thing, it jammed. It wouldn't QR. There was a trouble, and now there's a line-up going up behind her. So the person at Coles said, "Come up here, sign the book." So she's had signed her name and address and had to put her mobile phone number down. The bloke behind her could see it. She didn't want that for everyone to see, and I get that.
Look, there's only so much we can do, right? That's the point where you go, you know what? I'm going to walk away and I'm going to come back later when it's fixed. If that's your privacy concern, you've got to be willing to walk away at this point. We're not going to be like this forever, mate. It's not going to be like this in 5 years from now, but we have to deal with what we're doing now for the very sake of just getting out of this thing. I know there's some kind of personal privileges that we lose through this, but it's all going to be okay in the long run. I think we lose sight of the long term when we focus on that, day-to-day negativity. And I understand it exists and I understand the reason for it. I'm not dismissing it. I'm just saying sometimes you've got to make a decision to walk away from whatever that situation is.
Can the vaccination certificate be forged, or as Trevor said, are we putting the cart before the horse? Just quickly, Father's Day is coming up. What's this Samsung Galaxy Watch thing?
Mate, it's a watch that can do blood pressure analysis. Can you believe that? Like last year we were talking about, or early this year we were talking about Apple Watch and others that do ECGs, like a proper heart rate ECG on your wrist. And now Samsung have got one that'll do a blood pressure. So, I mean, it's not really for everyone, but if you are someone that suffers from blood pressure problems and you get readings regularly, this watch will do those regularly readings for you. It's crazy.
And I love the $169 smart connected photo frame.
Yeah, have a look at that one. I just put it up on the website yesterday, EFTM.com. Photo frame, give it to your mum, your dad, your grandparents, and then that can be at their place on Wi-Fi, and you can be anywhere in the country, the world, and you can send them a photo that'll appear on their photo frame.
That is unbelievable.
So good, yep.
So I get Mum's got Wi-Fi up at the institution, as she calls it.
Yep.
So I put a frame up on top of the piano, right?
Yep.
And then wherever I am, I take a photo of me and Jacob and Holly, for example.
Yep.
I send it to her, and it's on her, and she's got it in her room
instantly. It's so good. Yep.
That is sensational.
It's really good. I've tested it. It works. It's fast. It starts $169. The most expensive one's $220. Great investment. Really cool thing.
I love that. Okay. Hey, listen, we'll talk again, possibly again this week. You have a good day. Thanks for that, Trev.
Cheers, buddy.
EFTM. Have a look at it. Everything for the man, Trevor Long, here on The Night Shift on Triple M.